Friday morning, can't control it. Fired up and counting every minute. Hands are shaking, eyes are burning. The time has come, yeah, this is not a warning. The week was just so long, we had to let it go. Our problems disappeared, we're not tied up anymore. The weekend is here. Sunday calls, we are sick and tired of it. Up and down, can you feel it? Up and down, music's playing. Tonight we are away. This is what we fucking hate Monday. Up and down, start bouncing. Up and down like a family. Sunday comes and we're sick and tired to say God, how much we fucking hate Monday. Raise your hands in the air, get your drinks, let the music play. Shake your hands, no regret. Tonight this house, it's down to rain. Raise your hands in the air, get your drinks, let the music play. Shake your hands, no regret. Tonight this house, it's down to rain.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the Johansson show. It's Kurt, and today got another one of my Reach interviews. This time, somebody that we've seen come through the academy and as part of Reach's Unit 10 series that you can watch free on YouTube. Lucky, thank you for joining.
And no worries, I'm glad to be here.
Now, really excited. Again, one I got these series of Reach interviews, used somebody that stood out, and I was like, "Yep, I need to reach out to you." And then obviously Unit 10 performance against Jason. I thought, right, let's just make it happen. Let's try and get something sorted. So, yeah, really happy to have you on the show.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that.
First off, like, how have you been finding lockdown? Obviously, you're back training. You've just had your first few matches since you've been back. But how have you coped during this the pandemic and not being able to wrestle?
Not well, but it wasn't too bad. Like a group of us came together and went on like a Facebook chat thing to work out together.
Yeah.
So we kept ourselves going through it instead of just doing absolutely nothing during lockdown. So we've been helping ourselves through it. Like we've had likes of LA Taylor helping us. Danny Steele was there as well. Jordan and Ree, Ree as well. So we've all just been working out together, which is quite cool.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people have been going stir crazy. And
I've been going absolutely out of my mind. It's been good.
So when you started getting back into having the matches, then how did that feel? Because for those that have been in it for 5-10 years, it'll be like riding a bike, picking up. But did you find that you had to readjust, and did it take a while to get back into swing?
When Jason told me that you'd get some ring rust, I didn't believe him because I'm quite agile and everything anyway.
Yeah.
And as soon as my first day back, I had a one-to-one with him, and I felt the ring rust. I felt absolutely. I didn't enjoy it. Like it did the workouts and stuff like that. Like I was literally laid on the floor, almost ready to throw up on my first day back. But it was like riding a bike. I picked it up straight away. So after the first session, I was back, like doing what I normally do.
I know what that's like, and the fact that you've worked till you've thrown up, that's a good thing. Like,
I haven't thrown up yet though, so it's fingers crossed.
So, like, to start back from the beginning, like, what was your first insight to professional wrestling as a fan, and when did you think, you know what, I'm going to make this as my career?
Oh, well, my first insight to wrestling, I used to watch a lot of ECW when I was younger. Like Rob Van Dam was like my favorite wrestler, and Jeff Hardy, sort of people like that. And it was just, I just saw what they used to do, and I'm like sort of like that, like jumping off of stuff. I like the adrenaline, and it's all right. But I've worked my way up. Like I used to watch like WCW, WWE, like TNA back in the day when it was really good. And I just loved what they used to do. Like I loved jumping off of stuff as a kid. Like I fell off my roof like 3 times. It's bad. I've just really enjoyed it as a kid, and I heard about. I was with what's it called? PWA before Reach.
Okay.
I was with them for like 2 years before they shut down, and then Jason King reached out to me to go to Reach, and I was like, yeah, I went up for that. Gone there.
Oh, brilliant. So what was it like after your first training school closes down then? And Was there any? Do I keep continuing this? Like, what do I do next? Before Jason reached out.
Yeah, like as soon as I got into it, I was hooked straight away. Like I was like, this is what I want to do. Like I don't want to really do anything else. And as soon as Jason King told me that he was starting a new school, I was over the moon. I was like, yeah, I'm definitely going to be there. And I've been there since, I think I've been there for like 2 years now.
Yeah.
I've been to like mainly every training session. I haven't really missed one.
So, what was like your family's reaction then? Like, and you seemed a very agile kid and stuff like that. So, what was the reaction when you were like, "Yep, I'm gonna go do it"? And what was your first thoughts on doing the wrestling training? Because it's one thing being fit and agile in other sports, but then to do it in wrestling, what was that like for the transition?
Yeah, so I used to play a lot of basketball and like football back in school, and it just didn't come to terms of like the fitness wise of it. Like it was just nothing. Like as soon as I got in there, I was like, what am I doing? I'm basically paying them to get tortured. And I'm like,
Yep.
but I love it. So I was like, I'd rather do this than anything else. Like I'd rather get tortured for the first half an hour and then do the wrestling.
Yeah.
I'm just hooked on it, to be fair.
No, brilliant. So you mentioned PWA. Did you make your debut with them, or did you stick
Nah,
to training?
so I was just training with them. I think I trained with them for about a year and a half, and
Yeah.
I didn't really like make it anywhere through them because the training school wasn't really developed as it is by Reach.
Yeah.
So I was only with them for like a year and a half, and I ended up leaving. I went to America for 4 months, came back, and I found out that the company went under. So I was like, I'll get on. So yeah, then I went to Reach right after that, and I made my first debut in a Battle Royal. I think the first Reach show or second Reach show, I can't remember.
Oh, brilliant. When you went to America, was that to train or?
No, I did Camp America for 4 months. I worked at a
Okay, yeah.
campsite, so it's quite cool.
Yeah. Whereabouts in America did you go?
Pennsylvania. I was
Yeah.
out there for 4 months, so it's quite a way.
You never thought about going back?
Yeah, I love America. Like, it was so good over there. Like I tried to Google some training schools over there as well, but I was just too far away from anything.
Yeah.
And the time I was going to try and train over there, I ran out of money. I had to come home. Gutted. Absolutely gutted.
So, what was it like when? So Jason gives you the call. You've mentioned it a couple of times already. You have a look. You go to Reach, and it's run a lot differently. To me, Reach is probably one of the best run academies in the UK.
Oh, definitely.
Period.
Yeah.
So have you felt that? Like, what's the difference being like training under Jason and Grayson?
It's more, we're like a family there, to be fair. Like we look out for each other. Like when everyone gets a spot or gets like pushed in that the trainer, we give like, we're really grateful for them, and it's really good. But they motivate you as well. They don't just teach you how to train; they teach you how to like do promos, how to like what's the word I'm looking for? Like just get your character over as a wrestler. They teach you everything, and I couldn't ask for two better coaches, to be fair.
Oh, brilliant. So what's the best thing or advice like Jason's giving you in comparison to what you've learned from Grayson? What are the differences?
They're really good like coaches, but they've taught me like different things. Where Grayson's taught me like how to wrestle and how to like change a move from a different move and how to get out reversal like out of a different reversal. Like, it's so good, and how to put matches together. And Jason's, he does exactly the same as well, but he's taught me a lot how to do my social media and how to bring my character to life, and like what I can do differently to make him better and stuff like this. It's so good.
Yeah. How you found the social media side of things so far?
Oh, I don't really do social media. Like I'm not really on my phone or anything like that, so I find it quite hard. But then it's just easy getting back into it. Like as soon as you post one thing, it's like, oh, then they start reacting to it. So I just post a different thing. Because I did this 30-day backflip challenge.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, just got to keep doing stuff like that. And they just seem to react on it. So I was like, okay. And it just got easier from there.
So what was the challenge? Just doing a backflip for 30 days?
Yeah, so I just went to different places around Plymouth, like Cornwall and stuff like that, and just did a simple backflip, or just did like a cartwheel, moonsault and stuff, and backflipped off the stuff, just to get my character out there. I was like, why not? Like, give it a go.
Yeah, that's one way. Because you predominantly using Facebook, or you on Instagram, Twitter?
Yeah, so I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook. I don't really know how to use Twitter, so I've sort of stayed away from it. I've got an account on there, but I can't say I really post anything on it.
I'll try and help you with your Twitter game then moving forward.
I do. That'd be a lot of help. Thank you.
So, how long was you training at the Reach Academy before making your debut? Then you mentioned you'd made your debut in the Battle Royal.
Yeah, so I was. It's got to be about just under a year, I think it was. It's got to be like 8 months, something like that. And then Reach had their first. I think it's got to be the second show. I think they had a battle royal at the Performing Arts College in
Yeah.
Plymouth, Devonport, and I just made my debut in the battle royal down there.
What was that like for you then? Because it's one thing having your matches behind closed doors with your other trainees, but then you're on the main show, you're in front of a live audience. Like, what was your mindset going into that, and how did you feel being in front of that live crowd?
My mindset was don't mess up, don't mess up a spot. Like I think I had one spot I couldn't mess up, and I just kept going through that over and over in my head. Like I was shaking, like I felt sick and everything that's going out there in front of the crowd.
What spot was that?
We'll say that again, sorry.
What spot was that?
Oh, it was me getting eliminated, to be fair. It was when I jumped up on the top rope and I can't remember what the rest was called. He caught me and picked me up over my head, picked me up over my head.
Yeah.
And he just launched me out of the top rope. So I was like, I can't mess it up. That should be all right. But it wasn't too bad because I did performing arts for 4 years. So I like performed in London and stuff like that. So I was quite used to performing in front of a crowd. But again, it's completely different when you're like wrestling and then performing in like theatre and stuff.
Yeah. Do you think that background helps you with like your character work and your promos and things like that?
Oh, definitely. Like I'm very good at thinking on my feet. Like I like it when I'm put under pressure. I'm like, okay, I can do this sort of thing. So yeah, it definitely helped me in the long run.
Nah, brilliant. What would you recommend for those that may not have had a background in performing arts or public speaking or something like that? Because your wrestling will only get you so far.
Yeah.
Speaking will only get you so far, but when you can get both of them together, that's where a lot of the magic is. So what would you recommend to them?
Watch wrestling, like watch a lot of promos from like good people like The Rock. Shawn Michaels did a good one, Mankind, John Cena. Like, and then watch how they move the crowd and watch what they do backstage. Like I learned a lot just from watching loads of promos from different other wrestlers.
Yeah.
And I just put it all in together, and then like how they put what they say into a match sort of thing. So it like links together. Like just watch wrestling.
So you mentioned like The Rock, Mankind, and people like that. What about for your in-ring like skill set? Is who do you watch? Who do you study?
I watch a lot of Rob Van Dam. I watch a lot of Jeff Hardy. I watch a lot of AJ Styles and stuff. People like that, like high flying sort of people, and like Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero. Like a lot of technical but high flying, seeing they can do it. But and I try and like think about what they're doing and then put into my own sort of flair. Like, into my own character.
So like 2006 TNA would be ideal for you then?
Yeah, definitely. Like I love when TNA, AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy and like Sting and that was all in, and Rob Van Dam came into it. Like, it was so good. The Motor City Machine Guns, used to love that tag team. It was so good.
Yeah. Was you watching it on the wrestling channel by any chance?
Yeah, I was, yeah.
It's weird, like the amount of interviews I've done recently, and we didn't really normally get into it, but more and more people mention, well, didn't have access to Sky, so I just started watching the wrestling channel, and then TNA was up there, and then
basically,
talking about TNA.
Yeah, it's because WWE was on Sky Sports, so I couldn't really watch that unless I watched it on YouTube or something like that. But TNA was the one to watch when I was younger.
Yeah,
like, they were like quite big, like rising up company when I was when it first came out. To be fair, so I watched a lot of TNA, like the Ultimate X match. It's like my favorite match. Like when they have to climb across and get the X off the thing. Like, I'd love to do that match.
Is that something you've been telling like Grayson and Jason? Look, let's try and do an Ultimate X match.
I haven't mentioned it yet, but if they go for it or not, I don't know.
So, I'm gonna spitball it. If you manage to do Ultimate X match in Reach, what would the other say? We'll go with 4 people, so 3 competitors with you. Who would you want to do that Ultimate X match with?
I've got a shout out to Amadeus. Yeah, he's got a lot of charisma. I'd like to do it with him. Does it have to be? Can it be females as well?
Yeah.
Lauren, definitely, like LA Taylor, because she's got a lot of. She scares me in the ring. Like, she's a very nice girl in person, but in the ring, nah, I was trying to stay away from her.
Well, that's why when you said can I say females? And I was like, you're probably going to go with LA. And since she'll
Yeah.
probably scare everybody, I'm not going to say you can't have her.
Yeah, I've been in a match with her before in the battle royal. Yeah, it wasn't nice. She like proper chopped me on my chest. Yeah, it hurt. So I've got Amadeus, Ellie Taylor. Who else have we got? Jordan. Jordan's quite new. I think he's been training with us for just under a year now.
Yeah.
And he's picked it up really well. Definitely Jordan. And I think the last one is probably Max.
Yeah.
Max is quite cool. Yeah, I've worked with the first time I worked with him as well, doing the shows and stuff. Yeah, about those four. I think those four would be quite sick to work with.
I think that would be good. Is there enough space in Unit 10 to try and set something up?
Nah, like even when I'm jumping off the top rope, like I'm scared to hit my head, so they won't be able to do that. Even if I jump really high, I could probably touch the ceiling.
So we're going to take the ring outside the unit.
Oh,
And
definitely.
since you mentioned you're like climbing on your house and roof and whatever,
Yeah.
I'm just picturing the leap from Unit 10 onto the ropes.
Yeah, like in my first show, if you've seen it on the YouTube, like I did this flip off the top rope, like for the first move. I went to Jason, I was like, I want to do something mad for the first fight. I want to flip outside. He's like, yeah, go for it. And the camera picked it up, but he didn't see the full flip. I was so annoyed at it. Other than that, yeah, I'm always thinking of something like crazy to do in the fight. It's just something different that no one else is doing.
Yeah, and I think that's important as well, trying to be different
Yeah,
to
definitely.
what everybody else is doing. And we'll get into the reason why, but I think everybody that I have, especially that's come through the Reach Academy, I always congratulate really the fact that everybody's been able to make themselves different to each other.
Yeah,
you see
definitely.
some training schools where it's wrestler A, wrestler B, wrestler C, and they're very similar, and you could forget or be like, oh, was it that one or was it this one? But whereas with Reach, everybody seems to have their own identity, and you don't have any duplicates essentially.
No, we don't. That's what's good about that's what Jason and Grayson do. Like they make sure that you're not the same sort of gimmick.
Yeah.
They always make sure that you're different and why you stand out and why you should be doing this sort of thing. Like it's really good.
No, it's refreshing to see, and I think that's why episode 1 of Unit 10 did so well. I believe it was close to 1,000 views, and it's only been a couple of days.
It's absolutely mad, especially for our first episode as well. Like we've still got 4 more to go. Like,
yeah,
it's mad.
So just having a look at whilst we're on this one, then I believe it's showing at 829. Oh no, wow. It's jumped up to 1,069 views in 2 days.
That is mad.
So how does that feel? The fact that Reach did their own academy shows, whereas Unit 10's probably been the biggest stage you guys have been on, just because it's accessible, it's free on YouTube.
Yeah. Well, Unit 10 was my first singles match in wrestling. Like that's my first one being my first one being shown against Jason. So the nerves were kicking in a little bit there because I've only done like tag matches and battle royals.
Yeah.
So being in the ring by yourself, having to remember everything, it's a bit different.
Yeah.
But I absolutely loved it. Like it was amazing. Like being able to like control what you do and stuff like that. It was so good.
So how many matches would you say you've had so far in your career then?
I've been in 3 battle royals, 2 tags, and now 1 single.
Yeah. Have they all been with Reach?
Yeah. All been with Reach Academy. Yeah.
Yeah. So what was the tag matches that you experienced then?
So the first tag match was our first academy show, and I teamed with Dom.
Yeah.
Like Dave and Dom, like a sort of play on word, was quite funny. And it was against Matt Evans and Danny Steele. And it was really good. For our first ever match, it was amazing to work with like a different bunch of people that worked differently. It was so cool. Like we was different in our own little way.
Yeah. What was the other matches?
The other one was the Battle Royal. It was for a #1 contendership match for the Reach Academy Championship.
Yeah.
It's one that LA Taylor won. Obviously, the first Battle Royal I've been in was the Reach one. And that was to go against, that was to be the Academy champion.
Yeah.
That's the one that Joey 7 won. And then I teamed with Dom and Matt Evans against the Monsters of Men.
Okay, yeah.
That was entertaining. It was funny. And then the one I've just shot was the one against Jason.
Yeah. How was that match against Monsters? Because considering like the size of them.
Yeah, it was like, because I'm quite springy, so I was like, you need to throw me, just throw me on there, and I'll make it look good. So I think the first spot that Chris did for me, he's called Grizzly, and he threw me, and I went from one corner to the other corner, like all the way up in the air. Like, it was so good. And then I was power bombed and everything as well. I was like, just do this to me. Like, I won't get hurt. I'm fine.
I think you're the only person that I've seen smile when they're saying, I got thrown across the ring, I got power bombed. It was really good.
Right, so yeah, I love bouncing around the ring because I was like it in school. Like, I don't just like flat on the floor. Like, I do this little bounce. It's funny. Like, I'm made out of rubber. Like, it's really funny. I don't know how I do it. Like, I barely get hurt. It's unreal. Like, I haven't broke a bone in my body yet, and I've like I said, I fell off my roof like twice. It's
so what was you doing on your roof?
I was locked out my house when I was younger, and I was trying to climb in through my bathroom window, and the gutter fell off, and I just fell off like from the top right onto the grass. It was funny. Done it twice. So you'd think I'd learn.
I don't even know what to say to that.
Nah, no words. When I tell people, it's like, how are you not crippled? Like, how have you not broken a bone? I was like, honestly, I couldn't tell you. I don't know.
The first time, I'll let you off.
Yeah,
But when you try and do it a second time, it's already happened. What was your parents thinking? Like,
oh, don't. I think the first
it wasn't quite lucky.
No, it wasn't. I especially wasn't lucky when I was younger. And it was funny. The first time they just got home as I fell off.
Yeah.
So they walked around. I was like, what are you doing on the floor? Why is the gutter broken? I was like, I sort of just fell off, just laid there. I think all I did was whinge myself. That's about it. And then the second time, they realised it was broken. I was like, have you tried to climb up on the roof again? I'm like, no. Definitely was. It was funny.
So you mentioned you're springy. So if anybody's listening and have not seen Unit 10 yet, then what could they expect when they see Lucky wrestle?
A lot of crazy stuff. I try and go like above and beyond to like wow the crowd. Like, if I can do something different, I will. If I can jump off the tallest part of that unit, I will. And yeah, I'm quite a adrenaline junkie. Like, I quite like heights, so just watch out when I'm in the ring.
Nah, I gathered.
Yeah.
So
I'm not going to put any spoilers out there. Like, if you like, I'm just going to let you watch, because I've done a lot more stuff than flipping off like this ring. It's like, yeah, you just need to watch it as they come along.
Nah, I mean, I'm intrigued to see what's next in Unit 10 for you then. So with that being said, like going back to Reach, and we've spoken about how great Jason and Grayson have been, but one thing that also stands out as well is they don't do the academy as a cash cow. They don't do it as another source of income. They want to bring through talent onto their shows, give them opportunities on the main show or Unit 10. And that's bringing in some like fantastic trainers, whether it's Joe Redman, Eddie Ryan, Yeston Reese, James Mason, Luke Phoenix. Like, what's that been like, and what are your highlight guest trainers you've worked with?
I've trained with Joe Redman. I've trained with Eddie Ryan. I've done, well, I can't remember all their names off the top of my head. There was one from I think he worked in WWE, but I can't remember what he's called.
James Mason.
Yeah, James Mason, that's the one. Who else have I worked with? I've worked with loads. I can't think of the top of my head. But what's good about it is they all taught me something differently on how to work in the ring. Like, not even in the ring, like how to do your character, how to work promos, how to sell. Like, it was so good to learn from different people. Like, Grayson and Jason are amazing, but there's only so much they can teach. It's like coming from someone different. It's really good.
So from the likes of Joel and Eddie, like what sort of stuff have they actually taught you and helped you with?
Yeah, like how to hold a move differently. Like, I've taught that learned that from Joe and Eddie. Like, because they've like worked in NXT and stuff like that. Like, promoters, they like how you hold a wrist lock. It's like they showed me so many different ways, like how they. And I thought it was just a wrist lock, but they like changed it. Like, this is how you hold it, and this is how you like impress people. I'm like, wow. And they literally like, it's incredible. Even holding a headlock and like, an arm bar and stuff like this, like how to like change from like a headlock to like a wrist lock, or a headlock to an ankle lock, you know? Like, it's so different. It's weird. It's hard to explain.
Yeah, have you started incorporating that into your moveset then?
Yeah. So I've tried to add it as my own. hate like copying other moves, so I try and like make it my own. And like say if I get taught like a headlock, I'll do it the same way, but I like put my own little flair into it. It looks cool.
Yeah, nah, definitely. So when you decided you wanted to get into professional wrestling, then what did you envision to begin with? Like, why did you get into wrestling? What was that end goal of why? Like, I want to get into wrestling because I want to do this. What is that goal?
When I first heard about it, I don't know. I just love. I could do a little bit of parkour as well. Like I
Yeah.
just love jumping off of stuff. So I was like, oh, this is a good way to
Jump off more stuff.
jump off more stuff. So I was like, go for it. And then I learned a lot more that it's not just doing high flying moves. It's like a lot of like technical work, and I've learned how to like sell. I've learned how to even do a pin right. Like it's weird like how much I've learned from like I think 3 years from doing it. And I had one session and I was hooked. I was like, this is what I want to do. Like hooked on the first session, and I haven't regretted it ever since. Like I'm happy to pay anything they chuck at me. I was like, I'm doing this. Like I think my ring gear like cost me like 200 quid. Like, it's mad. I was like, I'm happy to pay it.
Yeah, because I guess that kind of comes from the performing arts side as well, because you use the costumes, and when you're in theatre, you're wanting to make sure you look the part and that your costume's fantastic, and you're just taking that across to you in wrestling.
Exactly it. Like I don't think I can get any flarier gear, wrestling gear if I try. Like mine's like light blue, sparkly with like flames on it. I couldn't think of anything else that with like wings on the back. Like I couldn't think of anything else that would like stand out more.
Yeah,
so like,
flames, wings, sparkles, definitely screams high flyer.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, what else can I put on it?
So, what are your goals now then?
I want to continue, obviously working with Reach. Now I'm like making my way up the ladder, and I'm starting to get more shows and stuff like that. But I'm willing to take it day by day. I don't really care about what's going to happen. I'll just take like, oh, this is what you're going to do with the show. I'm like, brilliant. Like I want to do that now. If anything, I'd probably try and work towards getting in WWE at some point. But at the minute, I'm not in any rush to move forwards. I'm quite happy where I am at the minute.
Yeah, keep yourself grounded. What's your thoughts on going away from Reach then? So obviously Reach is going to be your home. You're going to be working on those promotions. But if some other local independents reach out and like, look, we want you on the show, like, how does that feel? The fact that, like, how do you feel about branching out and networking and going, I guess, out of your comfort zone? You mentioned Reach is like a family, but it may
definitely
not always be that.
I love working with new people. I love like seeing like how they've developed and what they can teach me and what I can teach them and how they work in the ring. And like I said, I love going out my comfort zone. Like if they ask me to go up London and do a shot there, like I'll be on the first train there, or driving up there straight away, or like just to get like to look at where I'm doing it and stuff.
Yeah, brilliant. So going to Unit 10 then. When did you first find out that Unit 10 was going to be a thing?
I think it was a couple of months before it actually happened.
Yeah.
But I didn't get told anything about the show until like a week before. I think not even a week, like 5 days before. This is what you're doing. I'm like, oh, get on. Like, okay.
From what I've like heard and what I've seen, it's been quite an intense like recording and
Yeah.
a lot. How's that been for you? Where you may have had a match here, a match there, but then maybe within a weekend you've doubled your match tally.
Yeah, like I had four matches in 2 days, and I think we started at 9 and finished at like 9. So it was a long day, and we did 2 shows in one day. So we did episode 1 and 2 Saturday, and then episode 3 and 4 on Sunday.
Yeah.
So you should have seen us all after Sunday, like we were just ready for bed, like we're done. It was funny. It was a very intense week.
I can imagine. But what was the atmosphere like then? Again, you say you're all like family and you've been helping each other, and then there you are doing something crazy. Like a lot of companies do block bookings. A lot of companies, when they're filming TV, do it in blocks because it's cheaper. And so to experience that at such an early stage and be promoted as essentially Reach's main shows. Reach don't have any other shows on at the moment. So Unit 10 is what's representing Reach at this point in time. So what's that whole experience been like then?
Oh, it's been absolutely amazing. Like watching other people like making their matches up and going from scratch. Like, this is what they want to do, and like doing my own matches, like planning a match in like half an hour, 45 minutes we've had before we was allowed to go on. I think we was allowed to go through it once before we was allowed to go on the actual proper show. But then just watching everyone working together, like I think everyone worked with someone different on these shows than they've worked with before, which was really good. Like how different matches came together. It was amazing to watch. It was a good atmosphere, really good.
Great. So you mentioned it earlier. It was your first singles match.
Yeah.
And not only is it your first singles match, but it's on the first show, and it's against one of the co-owners, one of your trainers in Jason King. So when you got told that's who you're going against on day one, and again, you was worried about ring rust and all this sort of stuff, like what was going through your mind?
Honestly, I was nervous. Like I thought he'd put me against someone that I've been training with and stuff, and then he said, "No, you're against me." I'm like, "Oh, really?" Like, okay. All right, fair play. And then, no, he's really good. Like he let me put most of my ideas in the match. I'm like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" It's like, "Yeah, do it." I'm like, "All right, get on." Like you let me plan like most of the match. I was like, "Oh, I'm so happy." Like the fact that you put that trust in me as well, like I thought was like really good.
Yeah, definitely, because it's again that learning curve and that learning experience, and the fact he's doing it on these shows when you do work maybe some more established people, and they might be like, "So Lucky, what do you want to put in the match?" At least then you're not going to shy away and be like, you might have a bit more confidence to say, "Oh well, I've done this with Jason, this worked. Let's go with that."
Yeah, I was sort of used to it. Like we all do, like in the advanced classes on Thursdays. Like he just lets us go. Like, all right, you got about half an hour, plan a 5-minute match.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, and then so we've had that practice of like planning matches very quickly, and like how to put it together.
Yeah.
But I've never had to put a match against my own coach. I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do here? So I asked him like a lot, like, what do you want to do, stuff like that. He's like, but do what you want to do. I'm like, okay. It's like I want to make you look good. I'm like, okay. So think here.
Now, I think he helped with that, though. I think although Jason got the win, you looked very energetic, you looked very agile, and you stood out from the rest of the card at that point as well. And again, you was hitting your moonsault. No, you flip off the rope.
Yeah.
You'd gone for your slice of bread. So when you was watching that back, like, how did you feel? Unit 10, episode 1.
When I was watching that first match back, I don't know, I can't think of the words. I was so proud of myself, I guess. Like I got through that, and that's my first singles match. And I was like, and I didn't mess anything up. Like that was the first take as well. Like I was like, oh my god, and I was, I was proud of myself, and I was thankful that Jason helped me through it.
Yeah, is it a match you want to happen again now that you've done it once? You're thinking, I could do this again.
It's like one of those sort of things where like I've done it once, and now I want to do it again and again and again and again. Like I've like broke myself in it now. Like I'm ready for this.
Yeah, no, definitely. And whilst we're on Unit 10, like episode 2, you've been part of the 8-person competitors to see who's going to be the number 1 contender for Joey Seven's Reach Academy Championship. And in this tournament, you was put against Danny Boy Johnson. And you come out victorious there. So how does that feel, the fact that it's your second singles match ever, you've got the win, and you're advancing to the Final 4?
Yeah, over the moon. Like the fact that they've think of me like that, as like I can go through this tournament, is just over the moon. The fact that they've chose me to go over from Danny, because Danny's been doing this a long time. I think he's been doing it longer than me, and it was like the fact that they chose me to go through is, I couldn't think of anything better than that, to be fair.
Nah, it's a great feeling, and like by the time everyone's listening to this that have seen the match, so again, all I can think of, surely pride. Like you're gonna be proud when you're watching that back.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely, definitely, because like me and Danny have been training together. I can't wait to watch it. Like it'd be so good. Just how it like comes apart and stuff.
Yeah. So in one of the other matches then that was on that show, we had 2 people you actually mentioned you'd want your Ultimate X match with. We had Amadeus against Max Wilson, and Max has come out victorious there. So what's your thoughts going into the Final 4, and you're going to be going head-to-head with Max?
With Max is I've never faced Max before. Like I've seen some of his fights. He's really good. He's more like technical, and he's turned heel as well now. So he's more like ruthless.
Yeah.
He's more like aggressive. So I was like, I'm ready for anything. Like I'm not going to back down. So I can't wait to do some sort of something different with Max.
Yeah.
I think it'd be great. Like, it'd be good with Max.
Yeah. So, you got any words for Max, or even any words for Joey? Like in an ideal world, I can see it. Like you had that match with Jason, and I can see that final if it was you and Jason. And how would you feel about if you do go all the way and manage to go against Joey?
I feel ready. Like I feel ready because Joey's been me and Joey have been training a lot together, but he's gone like through different companies. He's done a lot of things. He's worked with different people, but I feel like I'm ready to put on a really good match with him.
Yeah,
and I feel ready to be if I am victorious to become the Reach Academy champion. Like I feel like I can hold that well and proud.
Yeah. So, is that your ultimate goal at the moment then?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, to become Academy champion.
Yeah. So we mentioned that dream match of like an Ultimate X match. So who else is on the Reach roster, whether it's the Academy or even on the main shows that you think that's the person I want that match with, that singles match?
Yeah, Joey Seven's definitely up there, like because he's probably got the most experience out of us all.
Yeah.
So I'd love to work with Joey Seven one day. Max was another one, to be fair, and I've got the match with Max now, so I can't wait to see what we can come up with.
Yeah.
And I'd love to go against Echo Rhea as well. Like she's done really well. Like, even though we're both faces, I think we could put something really good together.
Yeah, with your fast pace, you bounce around the place. But Echo, she showed her speed, and she just had her best performance to date in Unit 10, Episode 1, beating LA Taylor. So for those that are listening and that might be new to academies, or they might be listening thinking, I've always wanted to try professional wrestling, what advice would you give them?
You have to want it for professional wrestling. You can't just come into it and be like, oh, this is going to be easy, because it's not easy. Like you can't just come into it like becoming a footballer and be like, oh, I can do this. Wrestling, you're going to want to have it. Like you're going to want it. And it's hard work, but what you get out of it is so much better.
Yeah.
If you work towards it and you put all your heart into it, like it's really good.
Brilliant. And Reach have got another open day, where the last open day we saw some new recruits.
Yeah.
They're doing another set of open day where I think they're opening a second slot because the first one's now filled. So what advice would you say to those that are thinking of taking up that slot and trying to become part of the Reach Army?
Well, make sure you just come in with an open mind. Make sure, that you don't come into it thinking this is going to be easy, because it really isn't.
Yeah.
And make sure that this is what you want to do, because it's not something. It's not a hobby. Like for me, it's not a hobby anymore. Like this is, this is what I want to do. This is work. Yeah. And if you just want to come into it to have a bit of fun, like you can have a bit of fun, but you're going to quit in like the first month.
Yeah.
It's like one of those things. Like I've seen a lot of people come into it, think it's going to be easy, and leave in the first couple of weeks. It's mad.
Yeah, it's definitely something that needs some perseverance with, especially.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it can be quite taxing on your body when you're first adjusting. Like you mentioned, you thought, I've done this, I've done that. It's going to be quite easy. But that first session, you're like,
yeah, definitely. The problem is that wrestling has taken over like my life. Like I do my work around wrestling.
Yeah.
I do like my hobbies around wrestling. I do like my days out around wrestling. If I'm training, then I can't do anything. I'm going to training. It takes over your life, wrestling, and if it's a hobby, if it's something that you love to do, it's not work. I love doing it. I love going out there and taking like 50 bumps of training. Like I'm happy to do
it. Yeah, because you made a rubber.
Yeah.
So, Lucky, like, thank you for coming on the show. Like, really excited to see what happens next for yourself on Unit 10. If you're listening to this and you've not watched it, go to Reach Wrestling's YouTube channel. Have a look at episode 1 where Lucky was against co-owner Jason King. Have a look at episode 2 where he was against Danny Boy Johnson. And make sure you give them a like. Make sure you hit subscribe. So then once you're listening to this, next Friday, it'll be Unit 10, Episode 3. Let's see if Lucky can get that win over Max and progress through the Reach Academy #1 contendership tournament. So yeah, Lucky, again, thank you for coming on the show, mate. Where can everybody find you and support you?
So I've got a Facebook fan page. It's called Lucky in capitals, and I put it up there. And I've just got my new promo shots taken. So it's like one of them with my Keep Calm, Stay Lucky top that you can't miss it. It shows like all my backflips on there, what sort of things I can do. It's like cool. And it's got every subscribe like on YouTube. You can click on that and go straight to YouTube and watch the next episode.
Oh, fantastic! And what about Instagram? Where can they find you?
Instagram, the Instagram is called Keep Calm, Stay Lucky. If you type that in on Instagram, it's the first picture. So it was all on there.
No, brilliant. So again, all the best. Hopefully we can do this down the road again, like maybe
definitely
years time when you've got some more matches and start maybe even going different places. Like I say this to everybody, like it would be great to keep following your careers as you keep going forward. So whenever you want to just chat about wrestling, jumping off houses, no more of that. Like
safely,
you can't get into home. Yeah. No more getting locked out of the house. But yeah, mate, so obviously stay safe, like keep killing it with a Unit 10. Really excited to see what's next, and hopefully we'll speak again soon.
Thank you. Yeah, I hope to speak to you very soon. That'd be good.
Nah, brilliant. So everybody, if you enjoyed that one, make sure you hit like, make sure you hit subscribe so you're not going to miss any of my other interviews. On one of the playlists, you can see all my interviews so far. And we do have a Reach Wrestling playlist where it shows all the interviews from the people with the Academy and those from the main show, including Joe Redman and Eddie Ryan, and some of the people that we spoke about earlier in Joey Seven and LA Taylor. So make sure you check those out. Make sure, again, you subscribe to Reach Wrestling. Go follow them on social media. Free content, free wrestling. It's great to see a company put their trust in so many young people. So, yeah, thank you for watching. Make sure you hit like. Until next time.